Ahoy there my mateys, my name is Champ and you may not know this, but I am a huge fan of OFF and the reigning Mahjong champion. How are ya? Once upon a time, in a land called Tumblr, I stumbled upon a fan art of a neat little RPG maker game called OFF. Little known fact, but I actually grew up with RPG maker games. One game that I remember vividly is called Lakshya's Power, and that scene still sticks with me. I was just a little child, so money and debit cards were not something I was familiar with. Freeware was the way to go, or, you know, playing flash games. Off by one Mortis Ghost is a surreal game much like Space Funeral, which is another LSD-induced hallucination of an RPG maker game. In the world of OFF, the ground is made of metal, which come from cows. Me also come from the same cows. The oceans and rivers are made of plastic, and the people of this world breathe smoke, which obviously come from the mines. Duh. The world's nonsensical and I'm not about to go on a 30-minute retrospective on what this means for the world of OFF. I'm here to play games, not put socks on caterpillars. I want to talk about what I liked about the OFF Prologue, what I didn't like. Look at you, Deeden, and what I think about the new stuff added in. So there's French and English. So we finally do get an official English OFF game. A brief recap, my mateys, but OFF didn't have an official English translation. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the OFF translation that I did play back then was 2.0, which I think is the more faithful version from what I can see at 3.0. A neat thing added is a combat modification thingy, which is very considerate. While I will glaze this game, I will admit that the combat can be a bit of a drag. On to the proper game, we start off by declaring our pronouns. Yeah, the batter does want to purify this world, but he is still an ally. Does it change anything? As far as I know, not really. All it does is changes how the characters refer to you. One new addition to this game that I can immediately see is the pillar art. How cute! Definitely better than the black foil it just used to have. We start in Zone 0, wherein we meet the judge, real name Pablo, brother to Valerie, another cat that we won't see until Zone 2. He breaks the fourth wall by addressing you specifically, and I don't mean that he talks to the batter as if he was the player. I mean that both of these characters talk to you as if you were a being that existed in the world that they lived in. As far as I know, Pablo, Zachary, who we'll meet later, and the batter all acknowledge the player. Is it important to the story? Heck if I know, but I do remember thinking that this was good shit back in the day. Can you think of any 2000s game that broke the fourth wall? I'll guarantee you, you can't. You can't. Pablo gives us a very verbose tutorial. I don't know why he talks like that, but he probably ate a thesaurus stomach. When we enter into a tutorial fight with Pablo, immediately I could tell that we've got a new dazzling improved battle screen. It's all polished, it looks cleaner, I could lick it a step above the drabby battle screen of old. There's nothing to write home about with the combat system. It's a combat system, it does it. It doesn't have anything innovative, you kinda just get in there, beat your adversaries with a bat, and hope for the best. Basically a typical RPG maker combat system. OFF isn't exactly known for its combat, but it is known for its puzzles. Puzzles which range from so easy a baby can do it, and so frustrating I wanna throw my PC out the 9,999th floor. The puzzles usually consist of block puzzles. I don't know what that system is called, but there are blocks, and you have to figure out what order to touch the blocks in. These are actually pretty easy to solve, so you just need to find numbers written throughout the area. Anyway, playing throughout Zone 1, you're gonna find yourself in this area eventually. I will tell you right now, it's dark, it's a maze, and it's filled with fat spectres. That'd be great and all, but these fat spectres can summon these f***ers called the ahas, which can give you chronic migraines, and they can get real annoying real fast. But eventually, you'll find your way out and meet Zachary for the first time, and he's got new and improved sprites, so you know all the Zachary fangirls are frothing at the mouth right about now. And now, I would like to talk about the part that I hate the most. This stupid puzzle. It had been a long time since I played the original OFF, so forgive me, I had already forgotten most of the answers to these puzzles. Now I can't say that I didn't get any hints, because I did. The thing is though, Pablo only says it once. How is it that this garrulous Grimalkin can prowl on and on, his yakety yak sending me off to a reposeful yet restless day of slumber, yet he can't do an encore for his best mate? He talks a lot, so forgive me if at one point in the game when I should have been listening to this cat talk, my finger accidentally skipped through all of that. You think I'm joking? Hold on, let me read to you this guy's exact words. This is the hint, okay? In one of the 4 rooms constituting the ground floor, the employees seem to have been trained under most particular directives. Additionally, if it were necessary to make a choice, I would choose the lowercase over the uppercase. That is all. What in the Colonel's fresh 11 herbs and spices are you talking about? What does that even mean? You have any idea how stupefied I was when this cat actually meant what he said? I was so lost. I was stumbling around in some unknown floor, listening to these lobotomites repeat numbers. I won't say how long it took me, but it took me longer than I should have to realize that I was on the wrong floor. And maybe I should go back to the ground floor to sniff at some clues. Speaking to the ground floor, Elsin, you're gonna find a couple who repeat the same numbers. Those numbers lead you to different floors. Actual working floors. One takes you to Zachary, one takes you to Sanchez, and one takes you to the postal office. In the postal office, you're gonna find some notes, and I suggest that you read all of them because they're the key to figuring out the code that you will need to tell the Elsin, who will be super stressed that you figure out the code and then they will die by your hands. And then you get into Deden's office where you find him scolding the spectres the same way I talk to Vance who won't leave my leftovers on the table alone. After that exchange, you get to solve this calendar puzzle. It's a pretty simple puzzle. It's one that gets you to really look at the fine print. And once you get through that and arrive at the meat fountains, there's this really simple block puzzle, which you can solve just by exploring the area with the pedalos. It's a finite world, so you're not gonna be looking much. The next puzzle has you using your ears this time. It's a maze. If you take a wrong turn, you get teleported back to the start. But unless you're deaf and blind, it should be pretty easy. You'll know that you're taking the right path because it sounds like you're getting closer to a hipster's lounge. And then there's this neat little bar on the left for our hearing impaired gamers, telling them how close they are. So even if you are playing with sound off in-game or off-screen, it's a pretty easy puzzle to solve. Eventually, you'll end up at Deden's office. You have a little conversation with him, which basically boils down to, I'm gonna kill ya. You son of a bitch! Then they start walloping each other. I'm just gonna say that I like this fight, alright? He summons these little chat bubbles with the word shout on them, but I do have one strife with the entire thing. It's not really a strife, it's just a complaint that I have because Deden's old theme, Fake Orchestra, was this mixture of orchestra, construction work, EDM. Look, I don't know how else to explain it, okay? But Coldwood's music had Deden's theme sound like something that would play if a homeless man came up to you while you were walking home after your late night convenience snack run. Deden's new theme, my raw reaction to it basically explains it all. That's bone trussel. I don't hate it. In fact, I like Toby Fox's version of pepper steak. It's chill and it makes me feel like for the batter, killing spectres is just another day at the races. It's not much, but it's honest work. For him, the old battle theme was a lot, you know? It's the kind of music that plays when you're just minding your own business, and then suddenly you find yourself in combat with a flying or jumping bug, like, I don't know, a cockroach. I just think that this motif was totally unnecessary and completely out of place. I get that Toby Fox probably just wanted to give an homage to the original Papyrus, but come on, it's a little too on the nose, don't you think? But I suppose that in the grand scheme of things, it's fine. On the bright side, under Fel fans, they have an official Fel Papyrus motif. It's just fucking Deden. Something completely new, by the way. I watched an old playthrough of OFF just to jog my brain because I don't remember if this was in the old game, and it wasn't. But now we have this dead sprite for Deden. My man is laying there looking like I fucking shot him. Not to be nitpicky or anything, I actually love it. It's gory. Well, not that gory, actually. It looks more like we glocked him, not clocked him. So those are the new things that I've noticed. The sprite, the pillar box art, the music. The music is fine, you know. I know that I complained, but it's just Deden's that I had a slight problem with, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's just a little off to me. You know? Off. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the new menus. I've talked about the battle screen, the music, but I haven't talked about the brand new spanking menu. It's a huge upgrade from the old one, I'll tell you that much. I like it. It's modern, it's chic. What else? Oh yeah, they replaced Dopefish with the annoying dog.